All right, you sick fucks. Let's do a deep dive into this totally twisted world of Patrick Bateman.
This Wall Street psycho from
Yeah.
American Psycho.
Oh, yeah. This shit is darker than like a Wall Street banker's soul.
After a weekend coke bender?
Yeah. Let's fucking rip this script apart.
And try to figure out why this materialistic motherfucker is so obsessed with appearances.
I mean, the dude treats his designer suits and business cards like they're like fucking holy relics.
Right, like,
Seriously.
that scene where he, like, freaks out about that bone-colored business card.
Oh my God.
It's like his entire fucking identity is tied up in that shit.
What a goddamn pussy.
It's like he's trying to fill this gaping void inside him with all that expensive crap.
Yeah.
But the emptiness just keeps bleeding through.
Like a bad case of the shits you can't shake.
Right.
All those other assholes in his world are just as bad.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're all swimming in cash.
But might as well be drowning in their own goddamn shallowness.
They're like clones of each other.
Yeah.
Obsessed with status and appearances.
Yeah. It's a fucking satire of the whole Wall Street scene.
Yeah.
It's hilarious how these guys are so disconnected from reality that they can't even tell each other apart.
Right.
They're just a bunch of interchangeable suits.
With platinum cards and a raging coke habit.
Exactly.
They're all constantly mistaking Bateman for other guys.
Yeah.
It's like you're all so fucking blind to the real psycho lurking beneath the surface.
Totally.
Bateman probably loves that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it easier to hide his fucked up murders.
It's like a bonus level of camouflage for the psycho.
Right.
And that's where this whole thing gets really interesting because the line between reality and Bateman's twisted fantasies starts to blur.
Yeah.
We're never quite sure what's actually happening and what's just in his sick, twisted head.
It fucks with your mind trying to figure out what's real.
Oh, yeah.
Did he actually carve up those hookers, or was it all just a coke-fueled hallucination?
Right.
Did that bitch get a chainsaw to the face, or was that just in his fucked up imagination?
That's the brilliance of this shit.
Yeah.
The script keeps you guessing, keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Right.
Wondering if you're losing your own goddamn mind right along with Bateman?
And let's not forget about the disturbing connection between Bateman's materialism and his violence.
Oh, yeah.
The dude loves his possessions almost as much as he loves inflicting pain.
It's like the two things are intertwined for him, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's like he gets off on both.
Like buying a new suit gives him the same rush as burying a fucking axe in someone's skull.
Totally.
Remember that scene with the dry cleaners?
Oh, yeah.
He's freaking out over blood-stained sheets, talking about how much they fucking cost.
Yeah.
And, hey, can only get them in Santa Fe.
Right.
Like the bitch is dead, dude, who gives a shit about your fancy-ass sheets.
Seriously, it's like his clothes and his possessions are more important to him than human life.
Yeah.
This dude is a fucking monster, but a fascinating one, you know?
Totally. So let's break down some of the key moments that reveal just how batshit crazy Bateman really is. Right from the beginning, you know this motherfucker's not right in the head.
Oh, yeah. The scene in Pastels where they're comparing business cards.
Oh, my God.
It's like a fucking dick measuring contest, and Bateman's losing his shit because his card isn't good enough.
Yeah.
What a fragile little bitch.
It's not just the cards, it's everything.
Right.
The way he talks about his apartment, his clothes, his music collection. It's all about showing off how rich and sophisticated he thinks he is.
It's like, dude, we get it. You're a fucking Wall Street douchebag.
And then there's that whole scene where he's trying to impress Paul Oman with his knowledge of Huey Lewis and the news.
Oh my God, talk about trying too hard.
And then he goes and axes a poor bastard in the face with Hip to Be Square playing in the background.
The irony is just too much.
It's like he's trying to create this perfect curated soundtrack to his murders.
Yeah.
What a pretentious asshole.
And the way he describes it all so calm and detached.
Yeah.
It's fucking chilling.
Like, killing someone is no different to him than ordering a fucking bottle of Crystal.
That's right.
Absolutely. But it's not just the gruesome shit that shows how messed up he is.
Uh-huh.
He's a total asshole, even when he's not murdering people.
Yeah. Like that scene with the homeless guy, Al.
Oh, yeah.
Bateman offers him money and then just shits all over him for being homeless.
Right.
Tells him to get a job.
What an asshole.
It's pure cruelty.
Yeah.
Like kicking a puppy for shits and giggles.
And then, of course, he goes back and stabs the poor bastard for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
It's like he gets off on making other people feel small and insignificant.
Right.
Makes them feel powerful, I guess.
The way he dehumanizes people is really disturbing.
Yeah.
He doesn't see them as individuals, just obstacles in his path,
Yeah.
or worse toys to be played with and broken.
Yeah.
Like those two hookers, Christy and Sabrina.
Oh, yeah.
lures them back to his apartment with the promise of a good time, and then subjects them to a night of pure fucking terror.
And the whole thing with the Whitney Houston CD.
What the
Talking about the universal message of the song
Yeah.
while he's torturing these women.
Yeah.
That's some next level fucked up shit.
It's like he's trying to justify his actions with some bullshit philosophical rationale.
He's a delusional asshole.
Right.
Like, does he really believe that shit? Or is he just trying to convince himself that he's not a complete monster?
Who the fuck knows with this guy?
Right. It's like he's lost his grip on reality.
Yeah.
Or maybe he never had one to begin with.
Maybe that's the scariest part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
The fact that a guy like Bateman can exist, can blend in with society, and can get away with this shit.
It makes you wonder how many other Patrick Batemans are out there hiding in plain sight.
Oh, God.
Shudder. All right, let's move on to that tense scene with Jean, his secretary.
Oh.
He invites her back to his apartment, and you can practically smell the danger.
Yeah.
It feels like he's about to snap,
Uh-huh.
but then he gets distracted by Evelyn's message on his answering machine.
Oh, wow.
Lucky break for Jean, I guess.
It's like he's both attracted to her and repelled by her.
Yeah.
Maybe it's her innocence. Or maybe it's just the fact that she's not part of his fucked up world. She's a reminder of something real, something human, and he can't handle that shit.
Yeah, and then she finds his diary and sees all those drawings of mutilated women.
Oh my God.
Talk about a peek behind the mask.
Yeah.
That's when she realizes that the guy she works for is a full-blown psychopath.
It's a pivotal moment, right?
Yeah.
It's like the mask is slipping, and Jean is the only one who sees the real Patrick Bateman.
The dude is a wolf in Armani clothing.
Exactly.
And then there's that insane ending where Bateman confesses all his crimes to his lawyer, Harold Carnes.
What?
Talk about a mindfuck.
Oh my God.
The dude is a total moron.
Yeah.
He thinks he's going to get away with it, but Carnes doesn't believe him.
Right.
Just laughs it off as a bad joke.
An idiot.
And then Carnes drops the bombshell that he just had dinner with Paul Owen in London.
Wait, what?
Wait, didn't Bateman kill that motherfucker with an axe?
Yeah.
Is this dude a ghost now?
I don't...
Did any of those murders even happen?
It's a total head scratcher.
I know.
The script leaves us hanging, wondering if we've just witnessed a psychotic break,
Yeah.
or if there's some other explanation for this shit.
It's brilliant, really. It keeps you thinking long after the credits roll.
Exactly. The ambiguity is what makes this shit so fucking good.
Yeah.
It forces us to confront our own assumptions about reality.
And our own fascination with violence and depravity.
Oh, yeah?
Let's be real. We all secretly love a good psycho story.
Uh-huh.
It's like a car crash. You can't look away.
True that.
All right. I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
We've talked about Bateman's obsessions, his violent tendencies, his twisted relationships with the women in his life.
Right.
We've dissected some of the key moments in the script and tried to make sense of that mind-bending ending.
Yeah.
But we're just getting started, bitches.
Oh.
There's so much more to unpack in this twisted tale.
Stay tuned, you sick fucks.
We'll be right back after this quick message from our sponsors. Just kidding, fuck sponsors.
Yeah, fuck those guys. So, we've talked about all the fucked up shit that Bateman does, but what the fuck does it all mean?
Yeah.
Is he just a product of his environment?
Right.
Or is there something more to this psycho?
Yeah, like is this motherfucker just a symptom of that whole Wall Street culture?
Right.
Where everyone's obsessed with money and status and looking good in their fucking Armani suits?
Yeah.
Or is he just a straight-up psychopath?
I mean, think about it. The dude is surrounded by these shallow, soulless assholes who are all playing the same game.
Right.
They're all chasing the same shit. Bigger bonuses, hotter chicks, fancier restaurants.
Uh-huh.
It's like they're all trying to out-douchebag each other.
And Bateman's right there in the thick of it, trying to keep up with the Joneses. Remember that scene where they're all comparing their business cards?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a fucking dick measuring contest.
Mm-hmm.
And Bateman's losing his shit because his card isn't good enough.
Seriously, it's pathetic.
Right.
These guys are so insecure that they have to define themselves by their possessions.
Yeah.
Like, their dicks are so small, they need a platinum card to compensate.
Totally.
And Bateman is the most insecure of them all.
Right.
He's like a black hole of neediness, trying to fill the void with all this materialistic bullshit.
And when that doesn't work, he turns to violence.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to assert his dominance.
Yeah.
Prove that he's more than just a pretty boy with a trust fund.
Uh-huh.
Like, hey, look at me. I could kill people too.
Totally. The violence is like his way of feeling alive, you know?
Right.
In a world where everything is fake and superficial, the only thing that feels real to him is the power he gets from hurting other people.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, but it's also kind of understandable
Right.
in a sick, twisted way.
Yeah, and the script really hammers home this connection between violence and consumerism.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's that scene where he's getting a facial
Uh-huh.
and he's talking about how he wants to stab the facialist
Right.
and play around with her blood.
Oh, my God.
It's fucking disturbing, man.
And then he goes and does his nails.
Yeah.
And he's staring at the tiny scissors like he wants to use them to kill someone.
Right.
It's like every object he encounters becomes a potential weapon in his mind.
Yeah.
The dude is a walking time bomb.
But at the same time, he's terrified of getting caught.
Right.
Like when he's arguing with the lady at the dry cleaners about the blood stains on his sheets.
Oh, yeah.
He's practically in tears.
Yeah.
It's like he wants to be a badass,
Right.
but he's also a total pussy.
He's this weird mix of arrogance and insecurity.
Yeah.
He wants to be recognized for his achievements, both in the boardroom and in his sick, twisted fantasies.
Right.
But he's also terrified of being exposed as a fraud.
Which is probably why he keeps confessing his crimes to people who either don't believe him or don't care.
Yeah.
It's like he wants to get caught,
Uh-huh.
but he also wants to get away with it.
Right.
He's playing a dangerous game with himself,
Totally.
and it's only a matter of time before he loses.
And speaking of losing,
Yeah.
let's talk about the women in Bateman's life.
Right.
They're all basically interchangeable objects to him.
Right.
He doesn't see them as people,
Yeah.
just bodies to be used and discarded.
Yeah. Like his fiancée, Evelyn.
Oh, yeah.
She's this vapid, materialistic bitch
Mhm.
who's more interested in planning her wedding than she is in actually connecting with Bateman.
Right.
I mean, who the fuck can blame her?
Yeah.
The dude is a fucking psycho.
And Bateman doesn't seem to care. He's more interested in having an affair with her friend, Courtney,
Right.
who's even more fucked up than Evelyn.
Yeah.
She's popping pills left and right, and she seems to be completely numb to everything.
Yeah.
It's like she's already dead inside.
And then there are the hookers.
Oh, yeah.
He treats them like garbage,
Uh-huh.
subjecting them to all sorts of sick, twisted shit.
And he films it all.
Oh my God.
Like he's trying to capture some kind of evidence of his depravity.
Right.
It's like he wants to create this permanent record of his crimes, but he also wants to keep them hidden from the world.
It's a fucked up paradox.
Totally. And it speaks to the deeper things of the script
Right.
about the nature of identity and reality.
Right.
Like, is Bateman even a real person?
Yeah.
Or is he just a collection of designer labels and violent fantasies?
Is he a monster or is he a victim?
That's the question the script keeps asking.
Right.
And it's never really answered,
Yeah.
which is part of what makes it so disturbing.
Absolutely. It forces us to confront the darkness that exists not only within Bateman,
Yeah.
but also within ourselves.
Within the society that created him.
Yeah. It's like the script is holding up a mirror to our own culture of greed and excess
Uh-huh.
and asking us, are we any better than Patrick Bateman?
It's a tough question to answer.
Yeah.
But it's one we need to ask ourselves if we want to understand the world we live in.
All right, that was some deep shit. Let's take a quick break to grab another beer
Yeah.
and then dive back into this twisted world.
Yeah, I need a fucking drink after that.
Yeah.
This Bateman guy is giving me nightmares.
All right, so we've talked about Bateman's fucked up world, his violent tendencies, and his messed up relationships. But let's circle back to this whole question of identity.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is Patrick Bateman? Is he even real?
It's like trying to nail jelly to a fucking wall, you know?
Well,
The script plays with this idea of mistaken identity constantly. People are always confusing Bateman for other guys.
right.
And even he seems to have trouble telling himself apart from the other douchebags in his world.
Yeah, it's like everyone in his world is just a cardboard cutout. They all look the
Oh.
same, dress the same, talk the same.
Right.
It's like a sea of fucking Armani suits and slicked back hair.
And they're all equally empty inside. It's
Yeah.
the script is saying that these Wall Street guys are so consumed by their greed and materialism that they've lost all sense of individuality.
Yeah.
They've become these soulless automatons just going through the motions of life,
Right.
chasing the next big deal, the next hot piece of ass.
And Bateman is the ultimate example of that. He's like
Yeah.
a walking, talking embodiment of the emptiness of the American dream.
Right.
He's got all the money, all the toys, all the women he could ever want, but he's still fucking miserable.
It's because none of it means anything. You know,
Yeah.
it's all just a facade, a way to distract himself from the gaping void inside.
And the fact that no one seems to notice or care about his crimes just underscores that point.
Oh, yeah.
It's like everyone around him is so self-absorbed that they're blind to the evil that's right in front of them. Or maybe they just don't give a shit. As long as money keeps flowing, who cares if a few hookers and homeless guys disappear?
Exactly. It's like Bateman is a ghost invisible to everyone except the audience.
Right.
We're the only ones who see him for what he really is, a cold-blooded psychotic killer.
Which brings us back to that mindfuck of an ending.
Oh, yeah.
After all the blood and guts and chainsaw mayhem, we're left wondering if any of it actually happened. Did this motherfucker really go on a killing spree? Or was it all just a sick fantasy cooked up in his twisted brain?
The script doesn't give us any answers.
Right.
It just leaves us with this lingering sense of unease and uncertainty.
Like, did we just spend 2 hours watching a psycho's elaborate hallucination?
Which is pretty fucking brilliant if you ask me.
Yeah.
It forces us to confront our own assumptions about reality.
Right.
What's real and what's not.
How can we be sure of anything? It's like the whole movie is a giant mind game.
Yeah.
And we're all just pawns in Bateman's twisted game.
And it also makes you think about the nature of evil.
Yeah.
Is Bateman born evil, or is he a product of his environment?
Wow.
Is he a monster, or is he a victim?
Tough questions, man. And there are no easy answers.
I know, right?
But that's what makes this movie so fucking compelling.
Totally.
It doesn't give us all the answers. It makes us think for ourselves.
It's a dark, disturbing, and ultimately unforgettable film that stays with you long after you've seen it.
Well, that's our deep dive into the twisted world of American Psycho.
Yeah.
We've explored the dark side of the American dream, the emptiness of consumerism, and the blurred lines between reality and fantasy. We've laughed. We've cringed. We've questioned our own sanity.
And we've hopefully come away with a deeper understanding of the human psyche and the darkness that lurks within us all.
So, next time you're feeling stressed out about your job, your relationships, or the state of the world, just remember, it could be worse. You could be Patrick Bateman.
Word! Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go scrub my brain with bleach and try to forget about all this shit.
Until next time, you sick fucks.